Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, Tailteann Cup champion, and joined not in studio, actually outside broadcast, separating two
great rivals.
Two great rivals, yeah. We've the great Donegal man, Mark McGowan.
Well, Pete.
And the disappointed Mead man, Ronan McNamara.
It just says it all that he got his intro in before me, even though he's never in the office for the podcast.
Yeah, well.
Given the week that's in it, it's only right.
Winners make it happen. Losers make excuses.
I mean, a big win for Kildare this week. Big win for Donegal. Big win for Meath as well. In the RNA 9-ball. Or 9-hole.
Yes. Go on, Ratcore.
Ratcore. Yeah, so... yeah, we might as well get stuck. Like, we've so many angles to cover. We're kind of going to have a breeze back on what's happened over the weekend. Just gloss over a few of the things. There was some big things happened over the weekend, and then get stuck in. We're here in our house in Port Stewart, about 5 minutes away from Royal Portrush. So we've been down on golf course all day today, kind of getting stuck in. There was 2 press conferences today with Rory McIlroy and Shane, the only 2 pressers today. So it was a busy Monday. But we'll look back before we look forward. I don't know where we start with the golf. Do we start with Scotland, or do we start with Leona in the major, or where do you want to start?
I think we should start with Leona.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think she gave it a good run. She wasn't far off at all. And to be fair, like, this is the performance that I personally think had been coming for a long time now. She was very bullish about her play when she missed the cut at the US Open. And when you look back on it, 2 bad breaks each day kind of cost her. And she played lovely at the Irish Open last weekend, just couldn't string the 4 rounds together. And she's coming off a jet, absolutely jet-lagged to high heaven, and having to do all these corporate things and everything and all these demands. And she had a bit of a handy week pre-tournament at the Evian. Yeah, she saw a 61 around there before, so course knowledge wouldn't have been an issue. No pro-am on the Wednesday, so she did get that rest, and it paid off. Like, from the get-go, she was on it, hole-in-one on the first day. And which is really good to see is the fact that she continued on from that as well. It wasn't just a flash in the pan, that 600 round. And yeah, I'd be very encouraged going into the Scottish Open and the AIG Women's Open for her chances.
Yeah, and she got, obviously being a major, there's a big prize fund as well. So she made some good prize money, $245,000, dollars that is. But also that's done wonders for her LPGA rankings. She was, again, by her standards, she was quite low down in the rankings. She's jumped up, taken a sizable jump. I think jumped near almost 15 spots. I think she was.
Yeah, because she was on the slide big time. But no, it's good. It's positive signs.
The irony of it all is, she was going over delighted that she wasn't in the Wednesday Pro-Am because her ranking was like 84th in the world. She'd probably be in them all now going forward, so there'll be no rest for the wicked. No,
it's good though. It is good. And like you say, a result like that has been coming for her. I'm glad it's happened in a major week and not just an alternate field event or something else, especially coming across like an LET event or something like that, to show good signs and to actually put a good result together at a major is just... From a points point of view and a money point of view, it makes the season worthwhile. She's another couple of majors left, doesn't she, between now and the end of the year?
One.
They just have the Open?
The AIG Women's, but the Scottish Open the week before is a co-sanctioned LPGA event, so there's big points on offer there. Like, she's back up to 73rd in the world. When you think about it, 4 or 5 weeks ago, you were concerned that she might fall out of the top 100.
Yeah.
Which seemed unthinkable 18 months to 2 years ago. But just looking at the rankings now, Lottie Woad, amateur sensation, 64th in the world. Unbelievable.
And the LPGA card sewn up as well by finishing, what did she finish? Tied for top 5? She was top 5,
third.
she?
But she was already guaranteed it for making the cut and finishing top 25.
Yeah.
She'll get a PGA Tour card if she keeps going. Yeah. It's unreal, the golf she's playing. The stats are off the charts.
So what do you do if you're Lottie Woad? Do you go and finish your last year of college, or do you turn pro straight away and
turn pro?
Step in.
I don't know why she wouldn't. I don't know why she's not pro now. I would have turned pro straight after the Irish Open.
She couldn't.
Could she not?
No, because she needed 2 points for her LPGA Tour card. And she was only delaying the inevitable. She had LET status, but LET requires you take up the status immediately. LPGA she can defer for a year. That's why she might stay in college, because you've got the World Amateur Team Championships at the end of the year as well. So I say England golfer in one ear and maybe management and LPGA in the other.
Yeah, I wrote about this last week actually. Like I'm fully of the opinion that she should turn pro straight away.
So am I.
You strike while the iron's hot. Golf is a fickle game across all codes, but particularly in the women's game, we've seen so many rises and falls, and so many of the top players in the world have kind of peaked in their sort of. I mean, some of them have peaked when they're in their late teens. Others have peaked in their early 20s. Lottie is 20. She's 22? 21. I mean, you'd expect that her best golf is still ahead of her, but you know, it may not be that much more spectacular. I mean, she's one of the best players in the world at the moment. Like, so, I mean, it's not a massive leap for her to get to the absolute top of the game. And yeah, you absolutely 100% strike while the iron's hot.
Because say between now and the end of next season, so what, there's 5 majors in the women's game, so you have 6 majors to target. If she continues the form she's in now, there's no reason to believe that she couldn't win 2, if not 3 of those majors. And that's career legacy stuff. Like, that's why you go to college, to make proper money.
Yeah,
or to get, like, I don't get if she doesn't turn pro now. I think she should.
And because her profile is so high at the moment, I mean, she's going to
sponsor's dream.
Exactly, she's going to be pushing a wheelbarrow into every sponsorship
and
sponsor meeting and
as
coming
well,
out with it overflowing.
Especially with the women's game, like, it's not long until the next young sensation comes along.
Yeah,
either.
And it's a conveyor belt of talent
coming. You look at Leona; she's gone 30 now at this stage, and everyone sort of has that feeling maybe. She's getting towards maybe the back end of her career, whereas in the men's game, she'd be coming into her prime. There just isn't that longevity with the women.
And you could argue that with Leona, that her best golfing days were as an amateur when she was world number 1 and dominating. And like, she's the same age as Lexi Thompson. And you look at their 2 careers, and like, it's insane when you think that they're both the same age.
Yeah, Michelle Wee as well is that sort of that generation too.
Yeah.
And she's gone.
But yeah, with Lottie Wold, I think she will turn pro, and the main reason I do, you look at the winning photographs from Carton House and stuff. She had Paul McDonald from Excel going around, so you have a management company, like one of the biggest management companies in the world. He's minding it, like, that's someone, when he's not over here with Lottie Wold, he's going around with Colin Morikawa and guys like that, so like, it's not cheap to get someone like him to come across and mind you for the week and do your tournament. So they think that highly of her. They're like, this is the next big thing. Jump on that. Make sure everything runs smooth. She's going to play the next 3 weeks. Get her signed up to the pro. I
think she could be one of the greats.
Yeah, she's a global.
I'm going to go full Harry Redknapp with Frank Lampard here at West Ham. She's going right to the very top.
Yeah.
So there you have it, Lottie. You have our blessing at Irish.
No, she was impressive. She's been impressive to do it in a major. Back it up the week after winning as well. She just wants to play golf, and it's so raw and natural and untapped at this minute. So yeah, go for it. So we've talked now for nearly 9 minutes, and we haven't mentioned the winner, Grace Kim.
What a winner!
What a performance! Like, out of nowhere, and this is what we were just talking beforehand. Like, anyone that didn't watch it, like, Sky Sports will be doing the repeat all week. Like, have a look at this finish. She eagled the last to get into a playoff, then birdied it in the first playoff hole, chipped in after going into the water to get a half in birdie, and then eagled it the next time round again. So played the par 5 3 times in 9 shots, 5 under par with a penalty stroke.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely outrageous.
It's insane.
It's absolutely outrageous.
It's career changing stuff for her as well. It was a really enjoyable finish. Again, I'm finding it hard to stomach watching a lot of the women's golf, just with how slow it is, how methodical it is. But like, we got a taste of that. Well, you got a serious taste of that, Ronan, this week down in Killarney, as to like.
Yeah.
When you went live when Ireland were playing, I know we'll get stuck into that, but like, I could not believe how slow the Danish player was.
Yeah, I feel like
group.
time has just been going by so slowly since with the stop clock at Croke Park, and then driving up the north, and you have to change your mileage on the car to miles. You just hard to make up the minutes there. So I feel like I'm just moving in this constant state of slowness.
No, it was crazy, but yeah. Well, let's get stuck into that. We've done the women's stuff on from the Evian. You were at the European Amateur down in Killarney. Great event, really good event.
Yeah, really good. Probably couldn't have ended worse for Ireland. Both days, like beaten on the 20th in the semi-final, and then I think beaten on the 19th in the bronze medal match to England, which is obviously stings anytime you lose to England, and even in a coin toss it still hurts. But this was brilliant. Like Ireland cruised through the top 8 in the stroke play, got into flight A, and then got through their quarter final against Sweden, and then playing Denmark. They looked in cruise control, 2-0 up after the foursomes. Stewie Grehan, Keelan Rafferty pulling out of the bag, and then of course Thomas Higgins, Matt McLean with John Doyle, Matt McLean, sorry. John Doyle taking a 35-footer to put the lads 2-0 up on the 18th. And then Denmark needed 4 of the 5 singles matches, and a lot of the matches were nip and tuck going into the back 9. The Danes kind of pulled away in a similar fashion to what Ireland did to Sweden the day before. And lads were still kind of banking on Thomas Higgins in the anchor match to beat Brumson, I think his name was. I can't really pronounce it, but Thomas Higgins 2 up before the play, plays the last 4 and 2 under par, and all of a sudden he's going down the 19th, and Brumson makes an unbelievable up and down from the back of the 19th, and he took about 15 minutes to do it, but it was brilliant all the same. And they go down the 20th, and it becomes a pitching competition. Higgins misses about an 8-footer, and Brumson's maybe a couple of feet closer. Again, the two of them do an aim point at the same time.
They need to ban aim point.
It looked like the bloody hokey pokey, whatever you
honestly,
call it. It was painful.
But they need to ban aim
watch.
point. In professional golf, they need to ban aim point.
And like, no disrespect to Thomas, but he's lining it up with his pinky finger. God knows what that does. Yeah. I've no time for it. And in fairness to the Danes, like, they fairly pulled it out of the bag. The golf that was played at the end of that match was unbelievable. From both players, to be fair, but especially from Brumson, who looked like the weak link. I mean, if you'd seen this guy, I mean, goodness gracious me. Hitting dry, he's like a 36 handicapper.
Yeah.
Off the planet, right? Finding places you didn't know existed. And I didn't think this fella would have the stomach. Couldn't even put his sun cream on correctly, for starters. But what he did in the last hour and a half of that match was unbelievable. Yeah. Golf, like, you'll remember for a long, long time if you got to see it.
No, I was disappointed. Like, the lads left the course fairly quick after that as well, and they didn't stick around.
Yeah, skid marks in the driveway. But like, it was one of those things, a young trio and then a trio in their 30s. It was really baking hot on the Saturday, and I think 36 holes in consecutive days might have caught up with 1 or 2. And that's kind of the way it went then as well on the Saturday to England. Ian Poulter's son, I think he lost to John Doyle maybe on the 19th, which is obviously a big highlight for John, who was probably Ireland's maybe star player on the week. I know Stewie Grehan had a really good week as well, but John, 17 years of age, stepping up the way he did was very impressive.
Yeah. No, it was good. And we're talking about the lads missed out on the medal. The girls got a medal.
Girls got a medal, yeah. And Bronze medal. Still a medal.
No, it's great.
Still a medal at the European teams. Brilliant. Considering, we've lost a lot of women to the pro game, so you're trying to replenish that. So it was good to see Olivia Costello and Roisin Scanlon really starred. And they beat England as well at Slady Hall, so it's always nice to get one over, especially when you're playing England, but when they're the host as well, to get one over on home soil. It was obviously brilliant.
And that's a nice send-off as well. 2 of the girls, that's the last time they're going to play for Ireland by the looks of it.
Yeah, and the women's, it was Anya Dunnigan and Beth Coulter, their last time playing together. They probably didn't have their best week.
I seen they were sipping a few pints on Instagram. Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, but no, like, brilliant pairing, Curtis Cup pairing, Vagliano Trophy pairing. Wherever they went, they just played together, and yeah, one of the great partnerships. No,
it's really good. It's really good. There was some. Let's get stuck into the Scottish Open, the Genesis. Unless there's anything else you want to hit in the amateur stuff there, Mark.
No. Let's roll on.
The perfect prep week for McIlroy to contend and not win.
Yeah,
thereabouts.
I watched a lot of the first 3 days. I saw absolutely none of the final day.
You were both busy, in fairness. I watched a lot of it.
Yeah, I was in Croke Park.
He got off to a trifey start now, in fairness. He parred the first 2, bogeyed the par 5, and then steadied the ship. I was impressed at how he steadied it. Like, this is a different looking Rory McIlroy. We're out of his press conference there a few hours ago. Different sounding Rory McIlroy as well. He does seem to be mentally tuned back into where he was pre-Masters, and he's approaching this tournament in a different way. Like, even his stats, like his scores, that's the first time since the Masters he's had 2 rounds of 67 or better back-to-back since the Masters. Like, I know it's only a few months ago, but there's been a lot of golf since then. He went through a lot of detail in his presser today about, the PGA was too soon for him, US Open, kind of didn't prep correctly for that golf course, and other things got in his way. I really like the look and feel of everything I'm seeing and hearing from Rory McIlroy. I suppose since round 1 in Scotland, how he was sounding, how he was playing, what he's communicating to the media, what he's saying, and how he's gone about his business, it just looks to be the perfect prep for an Open Championship, and especially one on home soil.
Yeah, I mean, look, whenever he's going out tied for the lead on Sunday, of course he's trying to win the tournament. There's no question about that. But in some ways, it is better for his chances this week that he didn't. That's the... I mean, he already said that he didn't land into his hotel until 1 o'clock last night, got 4 hours of sleep, and was up and gone out to play a practice round this morning. I mean,
6:30.
Had he won yesterday, you're talking like a couple of hours, like at best. He's landing at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. He's, there's a whole lot of kind of additional stuff, additional distractions built in. Whereas, he's coming in. We know his game is in good shape. It's in the best shape we've seen it in. I mean, he's gone out and he's played against a top quality field. We had the likes of Scheffler, Schauffele, Justin Thomas, all of those guys in it. He beat all of those. He lost to Chris Gotterup. I mean,
yeah.
No.
Fair play to Gotterup. Now, this is the thing. Like, you're playing with someone like McIlroy in the final group of a PGA Tour event. I know he won like an alternate field, like an ISCO or whatever, last year. He won one of those alternate field events. But to do this against McIlroy in the final round, like, Rory still went out and shot 68 and lost by 2. So Gotterup shot 66 in the final round, under that pressure, under that microscope. He got the job done. He was put on the clock through 15. I've never seen it before, actually. I'm not sure if you've even seen that. That, like, I assumed when somebody goes on the clock, the group goes on the clock, but they put Gotterup on the clock and left McIlroy off the clock. Which was mad. I never knew that was a thing.
Never come across that before.
Never knew that was a thing. And they, it was explained afterwards. Yeah, so Gotterup was on the clock. If I don't know now, Rory doesn't think like this, but like, he bogeyed the hole, he went on the clock straight away. I would have absolutely slowed everything right down and put pressure on him. If I was McIlroy, I would have just down tools and try and get yourself on the clock to get him in more trouble. Just make the referee get the black card out, and try and come over and just ask questions of him. Because you're allowed a timeout as well, which I didn't know. Like, he took a timeout, like, you're allowed an extra 30 seconds. And he called it, used it on one shot. Like, actually requested on the referee. Yeah, we're going
That's
full.
absolute news to me.
It's like TGL. It turned into TGL there in the back nine. There was lads throwing. All we were doing throwing hammers at each other. But no, it was good. Yeah, I really, all bar the haircut, I really like the look of Rory McIlroy this week. He looks like Mr. Bean. He looks like Rowan Atkinson with the hair. And did you hear? He did an interview with Amanda Billionis as well on. She asked him straight out, "What's the story with the haircut?" And he goes, "Well, I'm going a bit grey, and I just thought that if I clipped it tight, you wouldn't see the grey. But it turns out the opposite.
Yeah,
I've clipped it tight, and I look more grey."
I could have told him that. I could have told him that when you cut it short.
So he's letting it grow out now between now and the Ryder Cup, he said. But yeah, I'm bullish on Rory. Like, it's mad. I know we always go. Well, I always go this route on Rory. I am all in this week. I think Rory, and if you were to give me £100 now to do a couple of bets, I'd put half it onto Rory McIlroy. I'd put a quarter of it onto Tyrrell Hatton, and I'd put the other quarter onto Tom McKibbin. I think Tom McKibbin is primed for a really good championship here. We'll get into the live stuff now in a few minutes, but yeah, I'm quite bullish on the two Northern Ireland boys coming here.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Like watching, we were sitting in the press conference. We were actually sitting in the front row for Rory today. So I mean, we see him a lot of the times pre-majors doing these press conferences, but you're watching it on the TV or you're watching it on the laptop screen or anything. You know, when you're, and he always he always seems quite optimistic, quite upbeat, and everything. But actually, just watching him there in the flesh in front of you there today, he did seem very calm, very
relaxed. He was
relaxed.
having fun.
He's kind of, and he one thing he said was that, I mean, like it's a circus around him this week, and it was always going to be a circus. It was a circus 6 years ago, but it was something that he was completely unprepared for, and he tried to distance himself from, and tried to block it out. Whereas realistically, there is no blocking that out.
Yeah.
Whereas this time he said that basically he's just embrace it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be madness, but it's madness for a reason. It's madness because you are who you are. You're Rory McIlroy. You're one of the best golfers in the world, the best golfer this island has ever produced. That's exactly why the madness is there. So 100% embrace it.
It's the ultimate test of nerves.
That's
the
why
lead up to this. He will feel that pressure. He will feel more pressure, I think, standing on the first tee box on Thursday morning than he felt standing on the first tee box on Sunday at Augusta just gone.
But that's
I think
why
he'll feel
everything he did today, Monday, before this goes out, was by complete design.
Yeah.
Arriving early. He might well do that Tuesday, Wednesday as well, just to avoid.
I don't think
the
we'll see
crowd,
him tomorrow.
Avoid the furore that's going to be around him. Doing the media on the Monday. Same with Shane. Absolutely no coincidence whatsoever. Get that out of the way. No other things kind of haggling you and holding you back.
So he was last man to finish, like you said, at the Genesis last night. And he's first man on the golf course here this morning in Portrush. He went out before the golf course is even open. He got in a bit of trouble, apparently. Golf course doesn't open till 7 o'clock. And he went out at 6:40.
Make him pay a green fee.
And he went out at 6:40. No one knew he was going out. Even I was talking to the guys at TaylorMade earlier on. They were like, yeah, text us when Rory's going out. They knew he was going out early. And the lads from the tour truck weren't even on site when he went. He just rocked up himself, did his warm-up or whatever. They're staying down in the lodges, actually, that we stayed a few weeks ago. Himself and Shane are staying in the lodges, apparently. That they've
Very
done.
bougie.
Yeah, really nice.
Very bougie. Who, you or them?
Yeah. No, but even the tour staff, the truck guys from TaylorMade weren't there. By the time they'd realised where he was on the 4th. And I don't know, was he planning on doing 18? But because he went out so quick and was through 9 very quick, I think the RNA might have let it be known, like, you've broken the rules here, but if you stay out and do 18 and let people see you, it's fine. We look the other way.
But I mean, what were they gonna do to him anyway? Fine you?
Yeah.
It's grand. No problem that much.
No, but it's a
the
very
checkbook,
different
yeah.
approach. He's tried everything, like you said, Ron. He's tried everything in the past. This is by design. Coming in here, getting his job done early. He's his media stuff done now. Normally, a lot of majors, you don't see Rory on a Monday. It's Tuesday, and he plays 9 Tuesday, 9 Wednesday. Does his media stuff either on Tuesday last or Wednesday last. It's unusual for him to be first. So by the time the tournament starts, this will be like last week to him.
Well, I wonder if he's not planning on playing at Portrush here tomorrow or Wednesday, he's going to be playing somewhere. So what do we think? Obviously, he's got to have he's got a helicopter at his fingertips.
Get out to Hollywood.
He
said he hasn't played Hollywood in 15 years. He said
He'll come play Castle Rock with us.
yeah. No, but it will. No, he won't go to another golf course. There is no way. No, if he's going to do anything tomorrow, it will be on the range. He'll just be on the range, hitting a few balls, working on flight, working on short game, all that sort of stuff. He might go out for 6 or 7 holes.
He might tip down to Ross's Point.
Nah.
We've a helipad down there now.
Yeah.
We were absolutely spotted there, lads. So our house is like shared driveway with like maybe 3 others, and someone just drove in and they were dropping their friend and they started pointing in at us with the microphones.
Yeah.
We're famous.
Don't know about that. Infamous.
Infamous.
The paparazzi will be here next.
No, so I'm after putting my neck on the block there with a couple of picks. Tell me where you boys are thinking. Silence.
I'm thinking. Well, I like Sepp Straka's chances. I'll be honest. I haven't looked at any odds. I haven't gone through anything like that yet. So unprepared for that. But I definitely like Straka. If I was to get anything north of
You get
sort of 33 to 1, 40 to 1 on Straka,
I'd get 40 to 1, yeah.
I'd take a piece of that. I mean, I desperately hope I'm wrong with this, but I don't particularly like Tom McKibbin's chances. Yes, Tom has played brilliant at Live last week and everything. I just think Tom hits a very, very high ball flight, and
that suits here though.
But if the wind blows,
if
the wind blows, then that doesn't. Yes, certain links courses are more receptive to a high ball flight than others,
and this is one of them.
But at the same time, still a high ball flight in the wind is not. They're not good bedfellows. Like,
yeah.
I think Tom's kind of in the position now that Rory was when he was, let's say maybe a year or two younger than Tom. And that Rory was capable of taking these golf courses apart whenever the conditions were favourable, but he really struggled. And we saw that the best example of that was St Andrews in 2010 when he shot 63, 80, 63 in the calm day, 80 in the strong wind. I think Tom is probably going to have to tailor his game a little bit more to links to be a genuine contender. He can make the cut. He can finish top 20. I don't think he's going to win. Desperately hope I'm wrong. And yeah, Tom, if you're listening, by all means, please prove me wrong.
I'm quite bullish. I think more than anyone in the field, he's played this golf course, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not.
And recently, when we were up here a few weeks ago, he was here playing. He went out and played.
I'd be with Pete. I think McIlroy's my favourite for the week. I think Tom McKibbin has a very good chance of having another good major championship. 3 cuts out of 3 so far. That's no fluke. Plays tough golf courses really well. Drives at a country mile, which is what you need to do around here.
And he's accurate. He's
very straight.
Yeah.
I think he's a good chance of, top 15, top 10 at a minimum. I'm not going to big him up any more than that, Pete. Sorry, but I also like the likes of Robert McIntyre, top 10 here in 2019, playing great stuff at the moment.
You highlighted something.
I highlighted
before.
that in the pod before.
No, but you highlighted that a lot of the lads that were peaking played well here 6 years ago are actually coming back.
A lot of lads in the top 20. So Justin Rose was in the top 20. Ram was in the top 20. Patrick Reed was in the top 20. He won on Live recently. Koepka was in the top 5. I know he's not playing well now at the moment, but there was a lot of lads like Fleetwood, second place, probably playing better than he ever has and just can't get over the line. So I think there is definitely a route for course form if you're going to be backing anybody this week. Like, I really like...
Fleetwood would be a savage winner.
I really like Justin Rose's chances. I think Xander Schauffele is a great chance. Probably the most under-the-radar defending champion just for the sake of where this golf course is. I like...
And he's coming here with form.
I like Ryan Fox's chances. Good record up
I was going to say Ryan
good
Fox
record up around
myself.
this part of the world as well. Ben Griffin, I think, has a good chance. And I also like the chances of Harold Hall.
Harry Hall, I played with him the Irish Open
top 20 or something.
He's some unit, that fella. He tanks the golf ball. I played with him in the Irish Open Pro-Am last year. Really nice fella. But yeah, he's...
Yeah, you said he was, wasn't he was all kitted out, or he was wearing all the full rain gear and everything, even though it was nice weather, to get used to swinging in the rain gear.
Mad. It was mad. But no, he was...
That's how seriously he was taking your Pro-Am.
Interesting character. Yeah. No, he's an interesting character. Really nice fella. No, but like, it's so wide open. It's I'm just looking forward to seeing the test of the golf. I know you guys haven't gone out onto the golf course yet, but you played it a couple of weeks ago, Ron, with myself, and it's very green for a links golf. Like, I went out, the first thing I did when I got here today, I went out and walked the first 5 holes, went out as far as the sea and came back again, and it's lush. The rough, it's fast. We're going to get a bit of rain here between now and Thursday. I don't know, will it be enough rain to slow the golf course down, but it's a lot faster than it was, fierier than it was in 2019. And the run-out areas are quite lush. There's a lot of like thick rough. Yeah. So we're going to see a lot of card wreckers this week, which we didn't see because the rough was so wispy before when we were here. So, like, and
But on that, like you take away Lowry's score, and look, if Lowry was South African, we'd be saying that was a real damn squib on Open Championship 6 years ago. Second place was 9 under. So if we get anything around that as well, the golf course has really stood up to the test again.
Shane tipped his hat to it today about you got to take the good luck with the bad luck. And I remember standing on the... I followed Lowry inside the ropes on the last day when he won here. And if he hit his tee shot where he did on the first, if he does that on the first when he's teeing off on Thursday, he'd struggle to find the ball, let alone get it up near the green. And if he did the same on the second on the par 5, he pulled it left, he was in the rough, and he could still get it down to within 100 yards. If he does that again, you just don't. That's where the test of the course is much different. The footprint of the bunkers are twice the size as they were in 2019. With the runoffs now, if you're within 40 yards of a bunker with this fiery fairways, it really is. You're going to get that fiery run out feel of a really brown looking golf course, but it looks really green, which is alien to it's really good. And these greens as well are, McIlroy alluded today, like these are as true a links green as you will get in any of the open rotas. Like it's the most fescue you'll find. I think they're like close to 80% fescue grasses in this green. So like they will take a hammering and they'll stay true. They'll get really slippy. They'll get really glassy. Like I'm really looking forward to see how someone like Rory, or we haven't mentioned Scotty Scheffler, how he'll cope on greens like this. He didn't cope very well in Scotland, but Scotty acclimatizes really, really quick. Be interesting to see. I'd like to see Scotty and Rory paired.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, Rory said, obviously he played 72 holes in Scotland last week, and he said there in his press conference today that there weren't many putts that he had that were outside the hole. I mean, whenever you played 72 holes, it's a pretty poor statement about the greens. If you can't even remember too many putts that you had to give the hole away on. And that was actually one thing that Scheffler did quite a lot. What I saw was that he
overread them.
He overread them and was flummoxed by them and everything. I mean, if you've got a 12-footer that was near enough straight or left edge last week, and the same 12-footer might be somewhere between 8 and 10 inches, depending on maybe how fast you're playing the putt. There's obviously going to be a lot less of those hold this week. So Scheffler only has to hold his fair share. And he will. He's more comfortable on these type of fescue, sort of bent greens than he would be of the POA stuff or anything like that. Another thing that both Rory and Shane talked about today was the bunker. The bunker and the strategic. They both said that the bunkers are so well placed that the bunkers are, no matter what club you're planning to hit off the tee on, say, a par 4. I mean, Rory said if you hit 2-iron, there's a bunker there to catch you at 2-iron length. If you hit 3-wood, there's a bunker there. If you hit driver, there's a bunker there. There's so it's basically, they're like, there's a spot to land it in where you're not going to go into the bunker, but if you want to play the hole in any sort of an aggressive fashion at all, it put handcuffs on you. So you have to be really, really accurate off the tee, and that's again Scotty Scheffler. Like that's no, it's a greens and regulation type of golf. But this is what I was saying about, and I think they alluded to that because what I was saying as well about the footprint of the bunkers are so much bigger when it's fast like this, whereas it wasn't like that in 2019. The course is well protected. There's not many bunker changes since 2019, but they're noticing that now more because it's running out. Contouring to get the ball to funnel into some of the bunkers, especially on the 8th hole as well. There's 2 on the right hand side of the fairway that if you went at them, the ball might run past them and into the rough. Now it's going to just funnel back into them. Yeah. No, clever. I'm really looking forward to this golf course as a test. It's very hard to know without seeing the weather. I was looking at the wind directions. Like, we're going to get 4 different wind directions between now and Saturday, which is really going to piss the players off in their prep. Like, the lads that played yesterday, or like Shane was alluding to it in his presser about, he's playing really, really well, but all his prep now has been in 30 degrees heat, playing some of the best links courses in that we have in Ireland. But
30 degrees heat, flat cam, where you're coming in here now and it's windy and he was asked what he needs to do.
He did say it was flat cab everywhere, but it must have been very different down the southwest than it was in the northwest.
Yeah,
there was a hell of a lot of wind up around Sligo, anyway.
No, it was, and he was saying, he basically said that his best prep for the next 2 days is to play shit golf and get himself worried and then get his ears pricked up, which is mad, but it's very honest of him to say. But what do you think is Shane's chances this week coming in here?
I don't know. I've kind of flip-flopped on this.
Yeah, me too.
There's so many reasons to be really optimistic about Shane's,
because he's a greens and reg absolute monster.
I mean, it suits him down to the ground. I mean, it's no okay. He played the golf of his life to win 6 years ago, but he played the golf of his life because he was able to play the golf of his life. It's a course that suited him brilliantly, and he took full advantage of it. He brought his A game. He took full advantage. The worry, I guess, about Shane, and similar to what you were saying going into Oakmont,
patience,
was that if things didn't go his way, and that's kind of okay. It's a different test, but he's going to be feeling the pressure. He's going to be under the microscope, and he's going to be, if it starts getting away from him early, it's going to be hard for him to reset, hard for him to, just kind of put the bad holes behind him and get back on the horse and sort of turn it around.
I originally thought, even speaking to someone in the media centre today, I would have thought that the Open has come at just the wrong time for him. He's had this absolute string of chances to win and not converted, been poor in the majors, and sort of just maybe started to fizzle out a wee bit over the last few weeks. But then he comes into the press conference, absolutely full of life. And if you take that on face value, he looks very, very relaxed. And I'm more confident than I was before, but if gun to my head, I don't see him winning. Do I see him contending? I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, yeah, he was in great form today. I mean, the first two questions.
First question out the gate.
Just about
first
points.
two questions.
Talk to us about going on the piss in 2019. Here.
And the second question started off with a Rory McIlroy point, which I mean, I feel
red rag to a bull.
A couple of weeks ago, he took it in his stride. He gave good answers, very nuanced. He turned it around and made an interesting answer out of realistically what were pretty
poor questions.
He could have been short, and all of a sudden the atmosphere in the room changes to it's the gnarly Lowry that we've seen for the last couple of months. Yeah. Whereas he flipped the narrative in that regard.
Yeah, so basically, I guess the point there is none of us know what we're going to see from. We're all kind of.
I'd like to see him in the mix. I'd love to see him in the mix.
A little bit apprehensive.
I think that's no harm either, because he spoke about it himself. His big problem is when things are going really well, he can get a bit complacent, and things haven't been going well the last little while. There isn't really a lot of expectation over him this week at all, compared to at the start of the year, the way he was playing. He looked nailed on to contend here, where he doesn't at the moment. So I think that might suit him.
Ball strikers, yeah, it's all ball strikers. I like Morikawa. I like the look.
It was very similar to what everyone says about McIlroy, chip on the shoulder. Larry was kind of talking about that.
Pointy elbows.
Pointy elbows. Don't start. Pointy elbows. That was the sort of tone I was getting from him. He's thinking similarly to what McIlroy usually thinks when he's a point to prove, plays his best stuff.
On Morikawa, what do you think of Billy Foster?
Well, if he wins this week, it's been a great appointment.
Yeah, I mean, I think Billy Foster is one of those guys that everybody loves. Everybody has a great time from.
I don't know, is he a direct dial to Luke Donald to feeding him in? So, Colin, tell me about any pairings that are potentially here. Just casually slip in the Ryder Cup. So that's going to be awkward if he is caddying. I don't know. I don't think Sevy would be too happy with this if he's caddying.
But is
Billy
Foster a permanent?
No, 2 weeks.
Just a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, but if they do well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That'd be awkward.
But well, maybe if he is the sleeper
I
agent,
hope to God
he is the
caddies
double agent. He's going
and
to
Matty Fitz qualifies and they play each other in the singles.
That'd be brave stuff.
But Billy would be like, don't worry about this guy, Colin. Never wins in my soil.
Championship player. We're Premier League now on the Mighty Leeds. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting stuff. But where else will we go on players this week? Anyone else? Oh well, Paddy Harrington's going to hit the opening tee shot. We found it out today. That's an honour and a half. That's going to be class.
And the real big question of the week.
Who's going to play with him?
Who's going to play? Everyone, text in your answers on Instagram, DM us, and there's a $5 coming your way per player. Per player you get right.
Yeah, so we
Harrington will be absolutely made up. Like to get a World Golf Hall of Fame nod last year.
Will he though?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure about that either. I mean,
I think he will.
Like Darren Clark had it 6 years ago, and Clark took it a little bit.
Well, Harrington's here to win.
Harrington's here to win. That's why.
But that was why Clark took being put out first as being
his nod to the gods.
You're not going to win. You're not like if we think you're going to win, regardless of whether it's your home championship, regardless of anything like that. If we think you've got a chance of winning this tournament, you're not in the first group, or you're somewhere in the middle of the pack. You're somewhere with like.
No, I think it's an honour.
With good players. It is.
If they thought
it's an honor. No, I disagree. Sorry, I agree with you. It is an honour, but it doesn't mean that necessarily that the player is going to take it as an honour. Because Harrington definitely 100% believes that he can win this.
Well, he is. He can.
And he can. And of course he can.
It's because it's in Portrush is that he's getting the honour. If the Open came to Portrush again in 7 years' time, and there was the year of his exemption running out, then it's fairly sentimental and ceremonious and the whole crack. I don't think he'll entertain this as an honour at all, because as Mark said, like they don't think he's going to win. If they thought he had a chance, he'd be one of those like
marquee groups.
Not marquee groups, on the fringes of like the three marquee groups. He might be the first one out before them or the next one behind them, or in around that bracket.
He'll have a massive crowd out on first time.
It's bad news for us.
He'll be playing with a Sepp Stracker or something like that instead of Richard Tadair and Stuart Sink. like he's going to be playing.
JT Poston and Nicholas Norgard. That's who he's playing with.
Yeah. I'm going. What did I go? Zach Johnson and Harry Hall.
No, Zach
Nicholson,
Johnson and Phil Mickelson.
No.
You said. Shh. You heard it here first. Peter Finnan is saying that Phil Mickelson has no chance of winning the Open.
He doesn't.
Neither does Zach Johnson.
I hope Mickelson gets into the contention now. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, any other angles? Like we've been on here now 40, 44, 45 minutes. Any other angles we want to hit on the Open Championship? Like we're going to come to you for every night for the next for as long as the championship's on, and give you short podcasts on what we've experienced or what we've done for the day. Tomorrow's going to be stacked. It's wall to wall in the media centre with players coming in and out. So there's going to be plenty of news stories, news angles. But what excites you the most looking into the championship?
Oh well, what I'm planning on doing tomorrow is I'm planning on getting up early and heading over and just walking the course in the morning. Whoever's out practicing, please God that it's not absolutely pissing me, and I might have to change my plans. But that's what I'm looking at. I mean, you guys have both seen this course fairly recently. I haven't seen this golf course in a long time, and so really looking forward to getting a look at it. It's, from what I remember of this course, it's my favorite golf course in the world, and I just want to reacquaint myself with it. Get it. I mean, look, it's one of those things. If you get it nice and early, you're out there. It's just a fabulous way to consume a golf course, and just really get the excitement and anticipation levels.
Get the juices going. For it. Anything else that we want to hit on before we wrap this up? Like, there's plenty of other stuff happening.
Yeah, I'm very excited because I wasn't here in 2019. Harrington being the first tee shot obviously adds to this, but I'm very excited to see McIlroy and Lowry and McKibbin go off the first tees. I think this is a big occasion for McKibbin. It's sort of been swept underneath the carpet. Like, this is a big week for him. He's the local player as well here.
No, it's huge, and I think he'll embrace it. I think he's that type of player that he likes. He likes to be like, we haven't talked about Liv. I know you guys don't really like talking too much about it.
I actually watched Live on
Ah,
most of
there
the
we
levels. When it was coming in,
It was really good.
driving up the road. I had it on the phone, and
It was a good, and they're having a little media bash here on Friday night. They've Kasabian playing at their own little private function.
Yeah, you've got a 3 invites for it, I believe. Yeah,
we'll sort that out. We'll sort that out. But no, I'm bullish on Tom. I think he's going to have a good week. But no, I'm looking forward to it as well. The Irish lads. Yeah, it's going to be a great week. It is just all set up to be great. Like 280,000 people coming through the gates, an open championship on this island again. Like, you go back 15, 20 years ago, I never thought that. Like, when I started working in golf, this was not in the wheelhouse. And now when you look at where we are, like, we have a Ryder Cup coming up. This is the second open on this island in the last 6 years. Like, there's only been 5 opens since the last one was here. We're looking like we might have one down in Portmarnock as well within the next 10 years as well. Like, this is
now that's
like
the ceremonial
dream stuff.
ceremonial
Harrington
first off.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be
I'd absolutely love to see him go out and shoot 6 under the first morning.
but that's the thing, he's capable of it.
Of course he is,
especially if it's flat cam first thing in the morning.
I think I'm probably going to go and follow him. Might even do the full 18 holes with him that morning.
You could do a lot worse than doing that first thing. Like, he'd be done by 10:30. Like, they will fly around.
God love him. I mean, as much as I love Paddy, he's not the quickest now.
No. Yeah, we'd some other things happening just really quick to hit on a few. Like on the Irish PGA region in Carton House, we'd Liam
Graham went
an outrageous
nuts.
score.
9 under.
Like, lapped the field.
Yeah, lapped 9 under. It's been taking a little bit of a while for Limo to get to grips with things since coming back from South Africa, but if he can keep those scores going and then take that back with him to South Africa, it could be a lovely little recipe that he's after cooking up for himself, combining the sunshine with the PGA region.
No, he's a talented individual. Like, and he looks as though he's primed for a really, really good back end to this season. He's good back in there in the K Club, and yeah, he seems to be doing all the right things. But anything else we want to hit on before we wrap this up?
We had Max Kennedy had a hole in one as well. Leona wasn't the only Irish to get an ace this week. Good week for Max on the hotel planner.
I'd say Max bought a round of drinks though. Sorry, Leona.
Sorry, Mannix bought the drinks, I'd say.
A good week. I mean, he'd probably be a little bit disappointed that he didn't put himself, have really in the mix coming down the stretch on Sunday. But again, valuable order merit points. It's all about the.
It's all pointing in the right direction
the top
for him.
20 in the
exactly.
Race to Mallorca or Road to Mallorca rankings for him. So, and
no, that's it. We'll kick into heroes and villains. Do you even have heroes and villains this week?
Yeah, it's only Monday. It's the Open. Someone's bound to cock up and do something this week.
So we'll park heroes and villains for now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Like, this is the busiest Monday I can remember at any tournament. No, usually nothing happens. Usually you arrive on a Monday, get your stuff, get your bearings, and then just go home. There's never any media on a Monday.
Yeah, and you've had 2 Irish lads just thrown at you. So many different angles in the Lowry and Rory pressers today. So no, it's all good. It's really good.
I have a hero. My early Paddy Harrington hero of the week shout.
Go on.
The 2 boys who asked about the Indian Open.
And they were persistent about it.
They were so good.
Rory
Like,
was
it was
laughing.
brilliant.
Well, I'd actually give McIlroy a shout for hero then. So because when he was asked about the hero about the Indian Open, and he responded with, "I've got 2 big events left this year, this Open," and he just gave your man enough hope that he was going to follow it up with and the Indian Open, and he says, and the Ryder Cup,
and he totally skipped over the FedEx Cup, like totally blanked the FedEx Cup. No, I like that. But no, we'll wrap it up there, lads.
Villain, John Rafferty for that awful dive.
Don't start, right?
Don't start with your football stuff, lads.
You mentioned, hold on, I gave you the courtesy of not bringing up Michael Murphy when you mentioned the black card.
He broke the parade.
In this podcast.
Broke the parade.
He
broke the parades and semi-finals, lads.
That's a fine to the county board.
That's a fine to Jim. It was choreographed by Jim McGuinness. You better shut us down here.
Anyway, for all of you who have hung on this long, I should say that this podcast is brought to you in association with Cleveland Tricks and Golf. We're giving away some really cool stuff on our channels this week. If you do look at our Irish Golfer Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or any of our social channels, we have some really cool bags that we're giving away. So with Cleveland Tricks and Golf, we have a Shrixon stand bag and a replica of Shane Lowry's bag that he's using this week. Really classy looking, sort of wine and it was like wine and navy colouring and that. So you'll see them carrying the fairways and that. And separate to that, we're giving away one of the tailor-made limited edition bags that Rory is carrying around this week. It's sort of modelled on the steam engine. They're really classy prizes to get involved in. So do have a look at our any of our social channels and be in with a chance of winning that. We'll give them both away next week. But yeah, we'll be back to you again tomorrow. From me, Ronan and Mark, cheers for tuning in. Hope you've lasted this long and we haven't bored the pants off you this week. But we'll be back tomorrow with some hot takes from the course from Irish Golfer up in Portrush for a Tuesday recap of what's going on in Portrush. So if you do see us on the course, do pop in and say hello and introduce yourself. We'd be all too happy to get any angles off anybody. But yeah, cheers for tuning in and we'll talk to you tomorrow.